Hey everybody, a little quick unannounced live stream podcast here for you. Just want to mention for the podcasts that we run, the MTFU Podcasts, you may want to subscribe to the YouTube channel where they're all housed after we broadcast them here and elsewhere on Facebook, only because sometimes when we do put them on the Facebook pages, they get lost because other things are being posted and they get pushed down and you got to scroll back or not find them at all. And I don't want you to miss out because it's, not that I'm complaining, but it's not easy getting some of these guys to come on and you don't want to miss out. And if you're subscribed, and I'm going to put the link in order to go to the YouTube page to so you can subscribe, you're going to get notifications when these are occurring. And again, you subscribe, you're not obligated to anything. You don't get charged anything. I don't send you anything. I hate that crap. I don't do that stuff myself. And after 2 years, I've got about 3,000 subscribers, I think. And I know a lot of them. They're all real, in other words. I see some of these channels, they have 1 million subscribers. And then I look at the comments and there's 3. So believe it or not, there are people who pay for subscribers and not real. Hey man, one of those shirts, I don't see your name though. Who is that? I'm the same Facebook user. That's kind of weird. But in any event, again, I wanted to stay real. We do have some great people coming up. We have Jean-Pierre Beau coming on Monday, one of the biggest, most heavily muscled bodybuilders ever. That's on Monday. And he's still in great shape, 51 years old, I believe. He's going to have a lot to tell us. A lot of people want to hear from him. Then we have a very interesting guest on October 13th at 6:30 p.m., Derek W. Johnson, who is a documentary filmmaker. Here's a guy who just took it upon himself to embark in a very difficult industry, and he's found himself in the company of some of the most high-profile people in Hollywood. In fact, he's just completing a documentary on Rocky, 40 years of Rocky, all the behind-the-scenes, interesting factoids about what went on in building the Rocky franchise/enterprise. And he's really tight with Sylvester Stallone now, and he's going to be able to tell us a lot of things that we probably never heard before. So this is really cool. I didn't even know about him until recently, and that's not a dig on him because he's obviously hitting home runs. So that's going to be very interesting. You don't want, because we're primarily bodybuilding, but we got Rocky motif as always. And then we've got the Iron Warrior. Let's see, October 15th, Mike Christian, the Iron Warrior. Mike is going to be turning 65 soon, still in top shape. Understand one thing, these pages, somebody said, hey, this is a bodybuilding page. It's not really a bodybuilding page, okay? It's the bodybuilding aspect is a portal of entry. This is how people are drawn here. I'll tell you a quick story. Out of the 50 some odd guests I've had, one person turned me down. Very, very prominent, very famous, writes books now, poetries. I guess he's in Hollywood tangentially anyhow. And I asked him, would you like to come on? He goes, only if you don't mention bodybuilding. I was like, what do you mean? I don't want anything to do with bodybuilding. He had such a rancor against bodybuilding that it was almost bordered on incredulity. I'm like, well, why? And we really wouldn't explain, but he said, if you mention bodybuilding, I'm not going to do it. So I ended up telling him, I'm not going to name him, but I told him, I go, listen, I wouldn't even know who you are if it wasn't for bodybuilding. So again, but on the other hand, bodybuilding is just a portal of entry. It's not, it doesn't stop there. We really, as far as the way I look at longevity, it's consistency and success over a lifetime. And all of our guests have taken bodybuilding and they've left that arena for the most part. Very few of them compete anymore. And they've been very successful in other aspects of life, which is what it's all about. They use the tenacity and the stick-to-itiveness and the intensity and the drive that's born from bodybuilding and necessary to be good at bodybuilding, and they employ it in other aspects of life. So that's what we're looking for, because everybody can benefit from that, and you could use that as something to, I'm halting to use this word inspire because it's thrown around all the time, but yeah, you can be fired up from that a little bit. And then we got Big Tom Prince the following week, and 97 Nationals winner, one of the biggest giant guys ever, but he's had some problems since then. He had a kidney transplant, and he's now on dialysis 3 times a week. But listen, when people are beaten down like that, they come from the apex and then they lose everything as far as their health. Most of the time they stay down. But here's a guy, he didn't let that imprison him. and he and his wife have built a very large property management company, and he does phenomenally well. And but he speaks about everything. He'll answer all the questions, and I invite you to come and ask questions, because that's the most important thing, the input of the people. And finally, I've got Big Dean Caputo. That's next 2 Thursdays from now at 6:30, and that'll all be listed. And Dean, of course, was the GNC guy from back in the 80s, gigantic guy from the Midwest, really nice, really smart guy. John Perillo has still got a photo of Tom Prince hanging in his gym to this day. Well, of course, I want to get John Perillo on too. I got to call him. But I don't know why everybody's coming up Facebook user. I don't have, this is a new account. I upgraded it, so maybe I've got to do something there. I don't know. But in any event, so Big Dean now, you know, he owned a powerhouse gym by the time he was 18 years old, and he still has it now. He's just built another one. And he was a great bodybuilder, but he's building multiple companies right now. Really interesting stuff, industry disrupting type of stuff that we want to hear about. So I don't know about you, but when I get to talk to these guys, it's like opening up the magazine from 1978 or something. You know, it's really kind of cool that we're able to do this. So I'm glad that you join us. I'm going to put the link in the comment section where you can go and subscribe to Longevity on YouTube. And you don't have to, but you may miss these things. I don't know. But then again, you could always go back and watch them anytime. So it's all completely fantastic. It's Friday. Every day is a great day. I don't lose it because it's Friday. I try to pretend every day is Friday. We don't name the days because they're all fantastic. Okay? Now that's all I have to say right now. I'm going to get this stuff fixed as far as these glitches here. I can't see anybody's names. It's all Facebook user. It's so mysterious. Listen, have a great day. It's my mama's 82nd birthday, my parents' 59th anniversary, and they're still vital and healthy. I go over there and I give my mother a hug. I brought her a bunch of, you know what I used to do? I used to bring pastries and make people eat them. It was vicarious, so I wouldn't. Now I join her in eating the biscotti, everything else. Be well. Shoot me your content, your comments, and we'll talk really soon. And thanks for your support.